How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The market has been ugly. The market has been very ugly, and even over the last day, Bitcoin has fallen down. I want to talk about that, but talk about what's really happening in the market. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, I'm not in the normal spot. We're in the car here, enjoying one of the last weekends of summer here. Let me know what you're drinking. I went with coffee, water, and then we're actually doing a little bit of mimosa now. But let me know what you're drinking down below in the comment section, and let me know if it's a nice day where you're at too. If you want to trade crypto, there's a link to Margex underneath the video. We're seeing some interesting trading information right now and some interesting data. We'll talk about that later in the video. But if you want to long the market or short the market, there is a link to Margex underneath the video. They're doing a big Caspa airdrop as well. You can get up to $5,000 in Caspa tokens just for trading. There's also a link to CoinW where you can get up to $15,000 in Bitcoin. In case you are someone that wants to stack an aggressive amount of Bitcoin, you can go leverage trade, and then you can earn up to another quarter of a Bitcoin basically for free just for trading on their platform. So check out those links underneath the video. Now, let's start here. We had some ETF selling last week, right? We had BlackRock selling for a day, which doesn't typically happen. We've seen that twice. They still were very net positive by the end of the week. I think it was around $200 million or something. GBTC shedding, ARKB shedding a position too, BITB shedding. This is not the best quarter though for Bitcoin. Now, we are still seeing negative funding rates, which means the market's very bearish. We actually see fear on the fear and greed index as well. When we see negative funding rates, that means basically the shorts are paying the longs, which means whales usually like to manipulate the market up to then force out the short positions, basically liquidate the shorts. And then if the market gets too euphoric, then they wreck the longs and back and forth until something budges. I will say though, Bitcoin's still up a lot this year, so don't get too down right now. And while September is not the best month for Bitcoin either, with a negative about 6% month typically, the fact is the last quarter of the year is usually much better. This is actually the worst month on average, but you can see 30%, 40%, then 20% or so, or 11%. Sorry, the screen's a bit smudgy, but this is usually the best quarter. So we're gearing up. This might be like the last capitulation event before the really exciting end of the year. And you can see, like, even just over the last day, Bitcoin's down more. Like, we just continue to see some excitement, and then the market gets wiped out. And I see it in the comment section, right? We've been trading sideways for 6 months. The fact is, people are starting to tune out. People are getting pissed off. People talk about how much they hate me talking about Margex or something like that. No one cares when the market's going up. But when people get, wrecked or lose money or go too aggressive, or they go out of the market and then they're pissed off, and then they want Bitcoin to go down, either because they don't want to be wrong or because they want to buy back in at a cheaper price. That's where we're at right now. We're seeing a lot of hate in the market, but if you look behind the scenes, you can tell what's actually happening, which we'll talk about. But first, a word from today's show sponsor. Now, of course, we talk about Bitcoin a lot on the channel, but as I've said before, some of the best performing cryptos over the last year, when you go year to date, are the meme coins. Now, of course, as you go down further and further, there's more upside potential. There's also more risk, but one that I want to highlight here, partner of the channel, UFO Pepe, has come to the market recently, and it does have close ties to the original creator of Pepe. They were listed recently on CoinMarketCap, and as you can see here, they do have a verified data coming from CoinMarketCap that they are circulating 100% of the supply right here. It's also built on the back of the Pepe hype. It's around a $500,000 market cap right now, so still relatively small, good amount of liquidity though, and it is relatively new. Like I said, they do have close ties to the original artist, Matt Fury. You can actually see here, Matt Fury has followed UFO Pepe artist, and you can see the GIF. Sellers appear to be exhausted as well. You can see a lot of them have sold all of their tokens. Right, a lot of the original investors. So a lot of them did take profits, and that has paved the way to kind of get a new baseline here. There's also a good floor price that has been established from some of the exchanges that they work with now, but they are working on more top tier exchanges here in the very near future. You can see Arbit exchange is one of the places you can trade right now. Now, like I said, there is risk when you invest in meme coins, so always do your own due diligence. But if you do want to check this out, I'll leave links to it underneath the video as they are a partner of the channel. Okay, so while everyone's getting pissed off, like I said, while people are annoyed in the comments, and you know, that's not everyone. I'd say 95% of people are still just tuned in, just waiting it out. But the 5% are pretty angry at the other end of the spectrum. Whales and institutions aren't bored or scared. They're buying Bitcoin heavily. You can see the amount of new wallets over 1,000 Bitcoin just absolutely spiking. The balance absolutely spiking. This is what continues to happen, right? When there are moments of capitulation, when people get bored, whales usually are buying, right? Or they're the ones shedding, like if we're going into a bear market. But the fact is, we barely went above the previous cycle highs, and we do have the Fed here cutting rates here very soon. A little bit of moon math for you, or a little bit of moon hope. I know people kind of get sick of this after the market's been sideways for a while, but $4.9 trillion Fidelity says one Bitcoin may someday be worth $1 billion. Actually, they say by 2038. I believe this is from one analyst over at Fidelity. And then Vivek says we are going up forever. Keep in mind, as I say, there's unlimited amounts of money out there. There's unlimited income. There's unlimited investing capital. There's unlimited future potential of growth and inflation. But there's only ever 21 million Bitcoin. You can see Mr. 100 continues to buying this cool 200.87 Bitcoin here today, buying 102 the day before, buying what, 900 or 1,000 Bitcoin the day before that. Yeah, Mr. 100 continues to buy, and again, like I said, Fidelity sold, Bitwise sold, ARK sold, Invesco sold, VanEck sold, but BlackRock bought $200 million worth of Bitcoin just last week. So while this has been an ugly couple of months, this has been a boring couple of months, it is summer too. With summer wrapping up, typically there's some more news. People are back in the office. It's been tough, depending on when you got in. But if you've been investing since the bear market, right, we're still up almost 4x from the bottom. I was dollar cost averaging the entire time. So if you've made it this far, you're probably doing pretty well. You're up more than just about anyone, right? If you've just been dollar cost averaging, even if you've been dollar cost averaging over the last 6 months, you're probably still up if you were dollar cost averaging in the bear. So we'll have to continue to watch. I think this might be a little bit of a slow week coming back from holidays, and maybe with people still coming back from their vacation homes, right? Wall Street. But we should kick off the next week after this week, I think, pretty quick. With a lot of news, and with the Fed lowering rates, that should be quite interesting. That happens in just a few weeks. Let me know your thoughts though underneath the video. Really appreciate it. Let me know again what you're drinking. You drinking wine, whiskey, coffee, water, tea? Let me know in the comment section. Appreciate UFO Pepe as well for sponsoring today's video. You can check out their links and the links to Margex and to CoinW.